Okay, so the weirdest thing happened. I filled out an application a week ago and I turned it in to a local, I'll just say a local place that I go to frequently. And I did it for front desk. Well, this particular place also has other jobs available, and they said, well, we have no front desk right now, but would you be willing to do after school childcare? I said, well, sure, okay, but I am visually impaired, and I let them know that I was visually impaired. And the woman, it didn't seem to bother her at all. She didn't ask me any questions about it. She said, okay, I'll turn your application in, and that's it, thank you. And I said, okay, thanks. And so I walked away, and I thought nothing of it. I did think it was a little strange that she didn't ask me any more questions about my eyesight. And I was expecting a call for an interview. So a week went by, and I got a call this morning telling me that they have me assigned at a specific location for daycare work, and that I needed to go in and have my fingerprints done tomorrow, and it would cost $40. And I said, okay, great. So I hung up the phone, and I thought, well, that's weird. I didn't even have an interview. When I turned in the application, the woman asked me if I'd be willing to do any other job, and I said sure. And by the way, I'm visually impaired, and that was it. I mean, that was the full extent of that conversation. So when I talked to him this morning, and he mentioned that I have that I can start a few days after the fingerprint is done, I'm thinking, well, that's really weird. No interview? So it was bothering me. It was weighing heavy on my mind. I didn't want to go have the fingerprinting done, start working, and then they realized that I'm visually impaired. So I called over there, and I said, hello, I filled out an application, and I'm supposed to start working, but I'm not sure that you all understand that I'm visually impaired. And the first thing the woman on the phone said was, well, why didn't you tell anyone? Did you not bother to tell anyone? And I said, no, as a matter of fact, I did tell someone, but I'm assuming they didn't hear me or something. She says, well, let me talk to my supervisor and they'll call you back. And I thought, oh boy, because I mean, there's kids involved, so I understand. Well, he calls me back and he says, we're going to have to postpone your fingerprinting for now and talk to HR and find out what our liabilities are and whatnot. And so there went that, and I let him know before he hung up. I said, if you have any other job openings, let me know. And he said, well, can you do custodial work? And I said, well, I can try. But frankly, I mean, things are not going to be the cleanest with me cleaning them. It's not that I'm a slob, I don't see a lot of dirt. So he said, yeah, I think they want someone with a little experience. And, he was sort of put off by the whole thing. I guess I caused them a lot of work, but if you ask me, the whole thing was taken care of poorly because no one bothered to interview me. If I had had an interview, it would have all been disclosed. I explained to the woman how much I could see. I said, well, if someone's 20 feet away, I can't recognize their face, at least, even closer than that, really. And she says, whoa, and, So anyway, I'm really upset. I shouldn't be. Number one, when I applied, I wasn't looking for a child care position. But when I mentioned to the woman that I was visually impaired and she was still okay with it, I thought maybe I had a chance, at least to be interviewed. And then suddenly I have the job and no one had ever even spoken to me. So I'm a little sad, and I just wanted to put it out there that it's back to the drawing board. Have a good day.